dead of night. When you're all alone, visions of terror run wild. Only tonight they will be real, because all the legends of darkness are coming out of the closet. In DEADTIME Stories. An insanely wicked nightmare, haunted by bizarre creatures carving their way through a maniacal fable, oozing with evil magic. From the door to your most secret fears, all the way to Grandma's house, horror is back in style. I'm gonna make this very painful. Now it's time to say your prayers, because all your nightmares come to life in DEADTIME Stories.
Well, hello again. This is Michael from the Grimm-Life Collective, Grimm, partaking in the Halloween event here at the Tybee Post Theater that's put on by Graveface Records, their Fright Fest. And I'm talking with the writer and director of DEADTIME Stories, Jeff Delman. Pretty amazing seeing this on the big screen.
It was,
finally.
yeah. It's been years since it was on the big screen, so it's really cool.
You said something was about 30
About
years,
30 years,
right?
yeah. After the initial release, it went to VHS and then kind of disappeared, and now it's back.
And it's become like this cult classic, and Ryan Graveface has re-released the soundtrack.
Actually, it was the initial release. It had never been released before.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
and it did a great job. It sounded better there than on screen.
So I'm actually feeling pretty lucky about that. It's pretty awesome. So if you haven't seen the movie DEADTIME Stories or even know the soundtrack, you need to check it out. But the whole point of this video is something I like to call Grimm-Interviews. And it's one question.
Yes.
And basically, in your entire career, do you have a story that, or some sort of memory that stands out more than anything?
Actually, I do. Yeah, I was thinking about it because you asked me a little while ago. Didn't have anything, and then this thing actually popped into my head that way when I was just getting into the film business, I was a PA on the first two Friday the 13th, and part one I painted the closet that Adrian King hides in after near the end of the movie. Part two I was a set PA. And there was this one scene where the actor Russell Todd gets his head cut, his throat cut by the machete. He's hanging upside down, and it was the first killing of that shoot, and so everyone's real excited. It's big effects day, and all the actors were there, and the whole crew was there, and the producers were there, and anyone who had anything to do with the film was there because they wanted to see the special effect, and. He had like 101 fever. He was in really bad shape, but he was a trooper. He's going to do it. And so they set up, two A-frame ladders, and they have a 2x4, and it's padded. And the actor, they bring him in, and he's like, "Okay, I'll do it. I'm fine. Don't worry about me." They hang him upside down, and he's like that. There's a little compressor motor with attached to a fluid container, and then a wire, a tube running on the 2x4 down his pant leg, up his shirt, and then underneath this appliance that they made a false neck with a slash in it, so that the blood will come out, his neck.
Yeah.
And so we're all like really excited, and the director says action, and the actor, it wasn't even the actor that played Jason, it was another PA just held the machete against his throat, and we're watching the fluid going from the reservoir down the tube, and then it disappears down his pant leg, and then a moment later it goes, and he goes, and he's gagging and writhing, and then stops, and it was so real looking. When Steve Miner called cut, nobody applauded. We all kind of went, huh, and walked away, and it was so unexpected.
Right.
And it really, it kind of makes you have respect and a little bit of awe for horror filmmaking, because there's something really kind of visceral about it that, really, as jaded as we were as professionals, and you could see how fake it was, And we all went, huh, at the end. And that's always stuck with me.
You know, it's funny that you say that, and you mentioned briefly, real quickly, that he had a fever.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that in the few horror films that I've been in, some of the acting that I've done, and others that I've seen, when it comes to horror, and if it's a truly passionate person, they'll do anything.
Yeah. Well,
You know, they'll go
yeah.
above and beyond, and it's pretty
well,
darn
you know,
amazing.
the show must go on because
Exactly.
actors know that there's money riding on it, and you just unless you can't do it,
Right.
you do it. Even if you don't, rather not do it that day.
Yeah.
You just do it because that's your job.
All right, man. Well, perfect.
Cool.
It was quite an honor. And
Thank you.
again, Dead Time Stories. Watch it. Get the record. Visit Graveface Records. And
It's also on Blu-ray through the Shout Factory. Might as well promote that too.
yeah, Shout Factory puts out some pretty damn
Yeah.
amazing stuff to begin with, and I did not know it was on Dead Time. It was on
Blu-ray. Yeah.
until tonight.
Yeah, just released.
So we got to get that.
Yeah, and they restored it. It looks better now, as they said, it looks better now than the initial release.
And I see you're wearing a shirt too.
Yeah, well, they gave it to me for being here, so I like it. It's a good color.
All right, man. Well, thank you.
Thank
Safe
you.
travels. Till next time.